What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you rocking with me. It's early. It's early. What time is it? It is 5 a.m. So if I'm a little out of sorts this morning, please forgive me. Swig of coffee for the working man. I'm re-recording this video, I guess is the long and short of it. The video that you were supposed to see today, by the time it was going live, was so outdated that I really felt it was almost irresponsible to let it go live. So I was just going to pull it down, but at that point I told a bunch of people there's going to be an update. So I'm like, I got to re-record this video and at least get all of the information in. And I certainly want the information that I put out to be as accurate and honest as I can. So this is going to be an update on the Superior V8 box. At this point, a lot of you have seen the video. At the time that I had recorded this video today that you would have seen, it hadn't even gone live yet. I hadn't seen Franchise Kicks videos yet. Just a lot of new information has come up. So after I recorded my V8 video, I did reach out to JPG. My thought, just to summarize the original video you're going to see, my thought at that time was that something had been left out of my box. Honestly, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this isn't bad per se, it's just not really good. And it's not what I expected. I really feel like something got left out. So that's kind of what I thought was going to happen, and so when I reached out to him, he wasn't defensive or anything at all. He was really like, "Oh man, that sucks, man. Let me see what you send me some pictures. Let me see what you got. Let's figure it out. So I sent the pictures, and he kind of looked at it, and I guess the long and the short of it is we agreed to disagree. Spiderman Booth felt that the box was good, it was appropriate, and he kind of pointed out a couple things that I guess you could say that I didn't know, so to speak, but not things that I thought would affect the value. So, I did walk away from the conversation satisfied. I was happy. I wasn't looking for remediation by any means. I really just wanted to find out what happened. I wanted feedback. I wanted information. So the kind of the takeaway that I left them with was, you've set this expectation for what these boxes are. I think that you need to either articulate what we should expect from box to box a little bit better, and I think also be a little more mindful, I think, about the pricing valuations that they put on things, because they were way off this box. They were way off, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Shout out to all the new folks that have checked out my channel, watched my V8, and commented. I got so much good information from you all about some of the things that were in my box that I didn't even understand. Archer and Armstrong, apparently that $5 book is a gold variant. I guess I can see that the publisher crest is gold instead of white, like some of the other books. I guess that's a big deal. I have looked up what gold variants go for, and the price tag on that was close to accurate. And in fact, I saw a graded one just sold recently for almost $300. Pause. That's not a pause. I'm pausing because I need some goddamn coffee in my life. So apparently that book is better than what I thought. I did ask JPG about that book specifically. He said, graded really high. That's what the guy said it was worth. And maybe he might not even realize fully that it was the variant. So I'm still kind of working on figuring out exactly what that book is, if indeed it's one of these 1 in 5,000 copies. But it seems to be that's the case. A number of people have pointed out to me that that's what it is. So that's that. I also took a few minutes to compare some of my graded books. I've got a couple 9.8s and a couple 9.6s. And basically the takeaway on that is that I'm really rough when I'm grading books. Like, I'm really picky. I would say that nearly all the books I have, aside from the older ones, all the new books I have are probably 9.6s, I would say, based on what I'm seeing with my 9.8s and my 9.6s. So I guess that they're right in that regard. The books were really highly graded, and so they gave them really high values. But the flip side to that is that this is a superior box. So a 9.6, which is more or less, I mean, it's fresh out of the box from the comic book store. It's not like it's been sitting on the rack and getting banged around in the shelf, but that's not what I would call superior. That's, I don't know. It just doesn't live up to the hype, I think, even then. So that's that in regards to that. I'm just gonna send off that Archer and Armstrong and get it graded, and in the meantime I'll figure out where it is. Is it the regular that's like $60 graded, or is it the super limited edition that's like $300 graded? You know what I mean? We'll figure that out between now and then. At this point, it would have been a week ago. Franchise Kicks posted some of his boxes, literally just the boxes. He didn't show what was in them, on his Instagram, asking what other people got and concerned that it was a inventory dump. I'm going to just say up front, I think that's kind of what this was, but we'll get to that in a second. A lot of comments in there about a lot of people being disappointed, just one after another. And then a lot of people just jumping in, kind of talking shit that, oh, you're just mad because you didn't get a top grail. Well, you know, you can be disappointed you didn't get a top grail, but I think it's a different ballpark, or it's a different conversation when you don't think you got your money's worth for whatever reason, whether it's because the resale value wasn't there, or if it's because the cool factor wasn't there. Since then, I've watched the 2 videos he uploaded, and I personally really liked his 2 boxes, but I understand why he didn't, because he got a lot of duplicates that he already had from past boxes. JPG, again, credit where it's deserved. He was in the comment chain on that Instagram post. And basically the takeaway was he says that they spent more on this box run than they had any in the past. And they really focused on the top grails, the top end of the box run, and putting their money there. So whereas in the past, maybe the range of boxes was about like this, as far as top and bottom, not that far apart. They raised the top. I'm probably doing this backwards because it's backwards for me, but they raised the top, and by definition, the bottom lowers a little bit. The amount of money put into the bottom lowers. That's not necessarily wrong, especially for a mystery box, but that is a huge change from what I think most people had experienced in the past. And I think that if you're going to make that change, you have to articulate that to your customers. The reality is, this box does not have a lot of new customers every go around. It's mostly repeat customers. I'm blown away by how many people are buying like 2, 4. I saw a YouTube video, dude claims, I haven't seen all the videos, but he says about 8 boxes. You know, that's $2,000 to buy 8 boxes. That's crazy. I almost bought 2, and I talked myself out of it, and we kind of talked about that in the last video, that my concern for me financially was that it was too close to the V7 box. But I also think from a production standpoint and an ability to get the kind of books that you want to put in this box and to get it put together and to get it out in a timely manner, the V8 is way too close to the V7. And I'm a little worried about the V9 because it's coming right on the heels of the V8. They really should be doing this box like quarterly, maybe, or bi-monthly at most. Compare it to like the Marvel Collector Core box that Funko and Amazon put out, giant companies, right? And they put it out every other month, and they still have duds every so often. For a lot of people, they have duds more often than not because there's the pops don't shoot up in value and you can't flip them. But even visually, even as a collector, they still have off boxes, and they're only going every other month, and they have resources far in excess of what that Spider-Man booth has. So I think that they're doing too many boxes too close together. It's the Comic-Con off season at this point, so there's just not as much product coming out. During the summer and fall, between Emerald City Comic-Con, C2E2, SDCC, NYCC, LACC, there's a lot of stuff coming out that they can get their hands on to put in these boxes. And then that well just goes dry for, a good 4 or 5 months until convention season rolls around again. So I think it was just kind of a dud box. I think that it was a lot of leftover stuff from past boxes. I'll tell you what, there's a video coming up, I think it's a week from today it goes live, unboxing a 2.0 box that I had coming. Spoiler alert, I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic box for the money. I was very happy with it. It was everything that I wanted to see. But I pulled books out of that 2.0 box that I saw other people pull out of their superior box, and I don't think that should ever happen. The superior box should be a superior box. It should stand alone from the 2.0 box, in my opinion. A couple other items on the stuff that was in my box. It's been pointed out to me that the Booster Gold #1 is apparently a key issue. Great, I'm happy to hear that. I'm a Booster Gold fan. I love Booster Gold, so I was actually really happy to get that book regardless of value. I'm going to have that thing slabbed just for my own personal collection. I don't care if it's never worth a nickel. I'm happy to own it. Very pleased with that. Some folks have pointed out that the Moon Knight 55 is a key issue because it's the first book with this new artist whose name is escaping me at the moment. Okay, I mean, you could say this is a key, it's a key, but it's not, the value's not there. I'm not a Moon Knight collector. Maybe because, and also I grew up in the 90s, so like the vast majority of my collection is from that era. So seeing books from the 90s doesn't really excite me the way getting books from like the 60s and the 70s does excite me. When we pulled that Spider-Man book out of the V7, that, I mean, it wasn't, well, I was going to say it wasn't in great condition, but in reality, it's probably a 7.5 or now that I rethink of how these things grade. But I was stoked to get it. I just thought it was cool. Cool cover, old book. You know, it's something that I don't have. It's not part of my wheelhouse. It's sort of outside my sphere of collecting just by virtue of when I was born. So I was really happy to get that. So folks that are maybe younger than me might have been really stoked to get Moon Knight, to get Booster Gold. I forget what else. We pulled out a couple other books from the 90s. In the past, in the last box, we pulled out that Adam Hughes autograph that was on a random Wonder Woman from 98 or something. So, you know, people might be more excited to get it based on sort of what their wheelhouse is. And that's going to happen. I think that's a different reaction. You know, this box just wasn't for me, but it was cool. And I've had that happen with mystery boxes from all sorts. And even from that Spider-Man booth where I pulled stuff out, I'm like, oh, it's not for me, but it's cool. You know, it looks cool. You know, the cover's gorgeous. You see me you will see me in this next 2.0 video. I got a lot of books that I'm not interested in on their own, but the covers are so freaking awesome that I was happy to have them. Some folks made some comments on the V8 unboxing that Spider-Man booth basically gets, you know, covers that are really hot today, and by the time you get them, they're dead. That may be true. I think from a value perspective, that's probably true. I see that with Pops all the time. One goes up and it's worth a lot, and then the market gets flooded and the price plummets. And so you see that a lot with hype, and especially with comic books over... Again, I came through the 90s. I watched comic books, you know, they were going to the moon. I actually said it in another video, but I think it got cut out. But we had the Pogs and baseball cards and Beanie Babies and comics and all this other stuff. I'm seeing it right now with video games. The prices on Wii games are out of control. Like Wii Sports for $20. That's like the most printed game in the history of video games. There's probably more Wii Sports games than ET games ever made. You know what I'm saying? It's just that time. It's the time for those to be pumped and dumped, I guess, and you just have to wait it out. In the case of this Superior box, it's not, to me, it's not as much about the value, it's about the cool factor, and I still think the cool factor was missing with my box. I've watched a lot of other unboxings. I have seen some people, I watched people pull graded books out, and basically the people that pulled graded books out, I was like, they were happy with their box. They got a slab, they were happy. Everything else be damned. And that's fine. I really thought the rest of their boxes were lame. I did see some other boxes where they just had virgin variant after virgin variant after virgin variant. And I don't know monetary value if they got a good box, but they got a cool box. The stuff that was in there was cool, man. So, you know, long and the short of it, my box was arguably better than my perception of it at the time that I unboxed it. You guys have got me hip to some of the books in there that I sort of overlooked, that they might be more to them than I had originally believed or understood. I think that between the time that I opened that box and today, as I record this, it's a Tuesday morning. You're going to see this on Thursday. My box has gone from like a full thumbs down to probably a thumbs in the middle. It's a meh. For $250, I still think that it's not enough. I think that's a dud based on what you pay for it. But I can't say that I didn't get a reasonable return on my money. That being said, and this is just speaking for myself, a mystery box that's grail heavy like that, where a few people are going to do really well and everyone else is getting hosed, that's not a box for me. I don't do those pop vinyl Funko. What am I trying to say? The Funko Pop mystery boxes. I don't do them anymore. The difference between even breaking even and getting hosed is like it's Grand Canyon wide, so it's just not worth it. And I touch on this in the 2.0 box you'll see next week. You can buy 8 2.0 boxes for $240 and you get like 40 comics. And in that, I think that your odds of getting your money's worth and getting cool stuff is much higher because you have so many more books coming through. So I think in the 2.0 video, I think I said that I'm buying the V9, and I still think I probably will. But part of me wants to wait till the V10, so just to give more time to build up sort of a collection of product that would be new to me. I've even thought that with the 2.0s. I know there's people that buy multiple 2.0s every week. I don't know why. You're just getting the same stuff over and over again because there's just not enough time to replenish. Stuff's not coming out fast enough from publishers in order to sort of justify that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe just buy a bunch of 2.0 boxes. Somebody mentioned in the comments to check out Comic Vantage. I actually have checked them out. I haven't bought their box yet, but I watched. I saw Economics and Comics. If you follow That Spiderman Booth, you know Economics and Comics and how sick he is. But he did an unboxing on his channel where he did them side by side. He actually did prefer the Comic Vantage box. Ironically, I preferred the Spider-Man Booth box. It was very close, but the stuff that he got out of Spider-Man Booth, I liked better. I think the value is a little higher on Comic Vantage. I might grab one. I've got another 2.0 box coming at some point. Who knows? Their shipping is so backed up. I ordered it in December, so I ordered it a month ago. So I guess probably 2 or 3 weeks it'll probably be showing up at this point. So maybe when I get the shipping notification on that, I'll just go and order a Comic Vantage box, and we can do a side by side. That's not a bad idea. I might give that a shot. Really appreciate you guys getting me hip in the comments about some of the stuff that was in my box. It sounds like even with those sort of amendments to my valuation or what have you with it, it sounds like a lot of people were really disappointed in this box. And that's a stark contrast from the V7 and the V6. I think by and large, everybody was pretty happy. I'm very satisfied with the response I got from JPG. We had a great conversation. It was a good talk. There was no nothing accusatory or defensive or nothing. We just had a conversation and agreed to disagree. He did make some overtures to try to make me happy as a customer. Wasn't expected, wasn't necessary, but I appreciated the effort. So in that way, I kind of feel like I sort of owe it to give them another chance. And then, of course, again, the 2.0 box that I got was really cool. I really liked it. So, all right, that's it on this one. Again, thank you so much. A lot of new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys checking it out. I'm glad you like the content. My channel's a little bit different than a lot of others. This is the kind of thing I do. It's me, and it's my opinions, and I talk to you guys, and I unbox stuff that I think is cool, and we talk about, the collecting aspect of it when I'm collecting something, and I talk about the resale aspect of it when I'm going to resell it. So, just a real kind of free-flowing conversation with you guys, and I appreciate all the comments where we can really have that dialogue back and forth, because that's really what I enjoy most out of doing this is that dialogue back and forth with you guys. Like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments if there's any other information that I'm still missing on this. I am a little concerned that all these variant covers are a repeat of the 90s and how those all crashed, you know? God, Clint pulled a Spider-Man 2099 #1 out of his box, and they had like a $20 sticker on it. And as soon as it came out, I turned to my wife and was like, that book is $1. Like, I want to talk to the person that put $20 on that. I don't care if that thing is 9.9 mint. $20 for that book, that's a dollar bin warmer all day. Great book. I love Spider-Man 2099, but that book is not it, bro. Anyway, I'm not going to harp on it. I'm going to continue to do business with Spider-Man Booth. I'm going to continue to support Insta Mondays. And we'll probably just get the V9. What the hell? Let's get the V9. If we get burned on it, then we'll not get any more until after SDCC, probably. Because at least then there's going to be stuff that I can't get. I'm not going to SDCC. I don't even go to ECCC. It's too damn expensive. So I think that might be the plan. But anyways, well, that plan is fluid, and I might change my mind between now and then. We'll see. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to quit rambling, and I'll see you next time.